the James Bond-style jetpack flying motorcycles are coming. They'll have flight up to 400 miles an hour speed, and they'll be able to reach a 15,000-foot height. I mean, who would want to go up that high? But anyway, it could be mesmerizing. It's hard enough to drive, but I don't know how anybody would feel flying over terrain in a motorcycle. I can't imagine that, I'm sorry. Okay, look, I mean, everything looks so different from above. Most of us have flown on a plane, and we take off from the airport, and we recognize our neighborhood, but as we're flying up higher and higher, you can't really understand where you are. I mean, in general terms, you know where the river is, you know where the football field is, where the local high school is, and the mall. But let's say you have to find your home from above there. I mean, it's not going to be that easy. And let's say you're flying this thing. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to imagine. When you're sitting in your car, you're comfortable. You've got your coffee. You've got your radio. You're singing along with your radio. You have your windows closed. Nobody hears you. And sometimes when you're lost, you have a map or you have your GPS telling you where you're going. How is that going to work when you're flying a motorcycle? Besides the fact that you're going so fast. I'm sorry. All right. And let's say, all right, you're flying. The thing is that there are a lot of obstacles around you as well. Okay, you've got telephone poles, you've got power lines. You've got to be very careful you don't get struck, stick yourself. I'm so sorry. I was trying to imagine. This is just too much. All right. Anyway, the team behind the James Bond Jetpacks raised about $2 million to build a flying motorcycle. It's a startup tech in Los Angeles. They secured the initial funding to manufacture a prototype of a flying motorcycle. It's called Recreational Speeder. It'll have top speeds of 400 miles an hour, and it would be able to reach heights of 15,000 feet. In the initial two versions of the Speeder are planned, one for commercial use, in other words, I guess like a drone type of thing to be delivering things, and the other is for military and government use. And a startup in Los Angeles announced that it has secured the initial funding. It was developed by Jetpack Aviation, GPA. Investments from Draper Associates, Jan Tallinn, E Combinator, Cathis Ventures, and other venture capital firms. And I'll leave a link below for you so you can see the various images that they have. Basically, the driver is straddling this thing, and I don't think it's very comfortable. I mean, okay, if you're a man, you could very easily do this. If you're a woman, I don't think it's going to be. Where will you put your purse, first of all? All right. Okay, you're wearing a helmet, and you hold on to these two levers, one in each hand, to guide yourself, to steer yourself. And you see there's an embedded video here you can watch. Now, it'll support both manual and autonomous control, and it will be able to take off and land vertically from a small space as well, like a parking spot. And it will run on either kerosene, diesel, or Jet A types of fuel that they'll come up with. The recreational scooter will be able to remain airbound for only 10 to 22 minutes, depending on the pilot's weight. So if you're light, you can stay up more. If you're heavy, you'll stay up less. JPA says they have plans to produce two models, one of which will be an ultralight version intended for commercial use, and the second will be for military and government and commercial clients. And people will be able to buy and operate these speeders without acquiring a pilot's license. That's going to be fun. Without acquiring a pilot's, what kind of a license do you have? A motorcycle license? I don't know. Now, the ultralight version will be limited to a 5-gallon fuel tank at a top speed of 60 miles an hour. The experimental category customizing fit individual clients' needs and will require a pilot license to operate. According to JPA CEO David Mayman, they have the initial funding to cover the full cost of designing and manufacturing the prototype of this functional flying motorcycle. Now, what is this recreational speeder? It's a flying motorcycle prototype. It will be developed by the Los Angeles tech startup Jetpack Aviation. Recreational speeder will have top speed of 400 miles an hour, able to go up as high as 15,000 feet. It will run on either kerosene or diesel or jet fuel, being able to stay up airborne between 10 to 22 minutes, depending on the height, the altitude, and the pilot's weight. The speeder will weigh 231 pounds. JPA will develop 2 different models, the ultra-weight version that will have a 5-gallon capacity and top speed of 60 and will not require a pilot license. And the second version will be the experimental version available for military, government, and commercial and will require a pilot's license. I guess that's going to be more heavy-duty type of thing. And the estimated cost is about $380,000, and the pre-orders will require a $10,000 deposit. That's not that much. And when the plan was originally announced by JPA, the motorcycles, they said, would cost $380,000 each with a $10,000 down payment. You can order yours today, I guess, or tomorrow. Anyway, it's exciting if you'll be able to fly these things. They've created a future with speeder, and they're looking forward to seeing how this technology transforms commutes, vacation travel, and everyday running around on errands. The CEO, David Mayman, worked with a team of engineers to build the one-person vertical takeoff device, which he recently flew over London. In a 4-minute flight, he flew around 100 feet into the air over the Thames River in East London, zipping back and forth towards the Excel Conference Centre. Okay, that's over the river. Of course, the river doesn't have any telephone poles or, power lines or whatever. It's just free, except for the bridges. And that's a problem for those who don't have to have a permit. I mean, I can't envision flying motorcycles above our heads. That's very, very dangerous. And how low can they go? How high do they go? What happens if they have a type of a tendency to, I don't know, I'm just going with my imagination. I don't want to do that. Doing all types of tricks with their motorcycles above people's heads. That's hard to imagine. Anyway, I'll leave a link below for you for this. At least for big cities, for the serious drivers that hopefully will have a permit, and weather permitting, they'll be able to get fast from one place to the other. That's one thing. All right, I'll leave links below for you for this by Michael Thompson on Daily Mail. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.